Good morning. This is Karen Thomas, and we are Summit Seekers. This is our virtual Thursday morning coffee chat. And in it, we bring questions from the community about running your business, balancing your business, just different concerns about being a leader of a team. If you are seeing this on the replay, then give us a hashtag replay and maybe a comment, an aha moment if we discuss something that kind of rings true for you or that maybe gave you some insight on some things. People pop in and out of this chat during the morning. So right now we have Miss Deb with us, and I'll let her introduce herself, and then we will start our conversation.
Hey, everybody. I'm Deb Bollicky. I'm an Avon representative in southern Minnesota. I am going without an image today because I'm a little under the weather and I look pretty not pretty. Let's put it that way. So I'm ready to listen and to comment if necessary, and we'll see where it goes from there. Thank you.
But you showing up. That's what counts, is that you decided to take the time, and we've all been a part of our community. And so, I appreciate you being here with or without your camera. I appreciate you taking the time to give us insights in your business or your thoughts on some of the topics. When I started the event, I put on there my leading thought, because I try to lead with stuff, and see if that resonates with the conversation, was competing with yourself and not with others. Having been in the direct sales and the MLM world for over 45 years, to me, it's always been, they push you to sell. They give you rankings, they give you, where you are in the city. Well, at least with Avon, when I was the Avon lady, we had, districts, and in our city, we had several districts, and, you ranked within your district, you ranked within your state, you ranked within, the whole company. So you're always feeling like you're not enough. Exactly. Because depending on what that number says, so many people take the identity of, I'm 237 in my city or in my district or whatever. And it becomes really hard emotionally when you can't seem to move yourself up higher or get to that number one. Everybody wants to be number one. What's your thoughts on that, Deb?
I see it happening a lot. I personally am a lucky one, or have worked hard enough that I do rank in usually the top 50 of Avon as far as my personal sales go. But then if you look at team sales, I'm probably way down in the 400, 500, 600, because I have a hard time motivating my team to sell. And what I have found is they have to want it more than I want it for them.
Absolutely.
But I do see that everything's about, getting that sale, being the top. And so what I've done with my team now is, in fact, this last campaign, I did a drawing for anyone that placed an order. I didn't care what size order it was, just to give them the recognition that you're okay just for trying, kind of like you did with me. I may not be here so you can see me, but you can hear me. That still made me feel worthy of being here, where I wasn't even going to come on because I didn't do it or didn't feel good. But by hearing you say that, well, yeah, it was worth me showing up then. So you got to kind of focus on everybody, just not on the top people.
And that's it. Companies have to have a way of ranking and motivating people, because competition is just part of being human. When I was the top seller in my district, in my state, I was top seller for many, many years. And as much as people want to be number one, until you're there, you don't even understand the dynamics of when you're number one in your city, you still might be number 400 and something in the whole company. But the thing about it is when you are top in your own local, and now I know that Avon doesn't meet anymore, but for the longest time we had district sales meetings. We had things where we got together every month. We had meetings and you got recognized and celebrated and all that kind of stuff. Now they do it all on Zoom, I'm sure. But the problem with always being recognized and put up there is that the resentments, you become friendless.
I believe, yes, I have felt that along the way.
I don't know if I've told this story before. Um, I sold Avon and was number one when my children were little. And I built my business because my daughter was special needs. And I had to have a way to make money to pay for our health insurance to keep her insured. This was not just a hobby. This was not just, something I wanted to do to get out of the house. This was something I had to make, whatever I could make to contribute. So I was always doing. But the part of the story that I wanted to elaborate is one year I was out in September, October, it was going into the fall. And I went by a house. And you know how you have those tombstones that people decorate in front of their house for Halloween?
Uh-huh.
Well, one of these tombstones, I happened to be going slow enough that I read it. It said, RIP Avon for You. Now, that's what I called my company. I had it all over my vehicle, Avon for You, and my phone number.
Wow.
I was devastated. I said, how could somebody put that on their front yard? How could they put themselves in competition with me enough and feel that they wanted me to rest in peace?
Terrible.
So the whole point of what I wanted to talk about is we should be competing with ourselves. I didn't compete with anybody. Even when I was nobody, I competed with myself to do better. I put it in my mind every year to double or triple my sales on my own stuff. I used to have, when I was pregnant with my second child, I heard rumors and the little back talk, because what people rather poke at somebody else's success than to take issue with what they themselves will not do. But they used to say, oh, she's just using that she's pregnant to get all them sales. People just feeling sorry for her. So they're buying because she's pregnant.
Good marketing tactic if that was it.
I just went out every day to put out books, make deliveries, call on customers, because that's what we did. Now, this part of the secret of my success was that I was consistent doing it each and every day. I would call my district manager. You have any extra books? Are there any books laying around? Do you need to get rid of any books? Because the more books I could put out, the more people I could reach with hopefully wanting something. But the thing about it is that I also invested. I'd go to the library. I mean, when you have a special needs child, when you have a medically challenged child, you're not floating in money. So I would go to the library and I would get those cassettes, because this is way back in the day. Okay. My special needs child turns 41 this year. Okay. But I would go back and get cassette programs by Wayne Dwyer, Brian Tracy, Tony Robbins, way back when he was starting. I started studying and listening to and filling myself up with the ways to think better, the ways to have conversations, the way to connect with people. Because the other reps, there's plenty of business out there for everyone. What I discovered was all I had to do was find people who wanted Avon. I don't need to convince you. That's why I sold Avon. It was, there were so many people out there looking for somebody. All I had to do was find them.
Yep. In
So,
fact, I had on my team, I had three ladies in the same apartment building of maybe, I don't know, maybe 100 units in the building.
mhm,
And they all did a great job because they all had different friends.
yep,
You know, they were able to, get their friends in the building, but they were also able to go out and get people that weren't in the building because none of them had the same friends.
right,
Or if they did, they didn't compete with each other. But it was that is where my eyes were opened, that when you can have the three in that same small area, and then you have people in the town complaining because they can't get anybody,
right.
it
See,
was a way to prove to them it can be done
it can be
again.
done.
And like you said, consistency. They had to go and try to find people. They couldn't just sit and wait for them to come to them.
Exactly. Now, way back in the day when I was selling, they had territories and we were given like 200 homes at a time. And I got my first 200 homes and I went and I knocked on doors and I hung books and I met the little housewives that were there. And when I found that out of the few that were there, a lot of them says, well, I don't have a lot of money because, I have to ask my husband if I can get something. I found that if they were staying at home, they didn't have any money.
Mm-hmm.
So with Avon back in the day, I asked for more territories, but this is when I was having to say, I need to be making money.
Mm-hmm.
And I started thinking out of the box. Okay, what can I do? I know Avon don't want me to do anything but selling territories, but I decided I was going to businesses. I said, you know what? I have friends in where I used to work and where I used to work. And I went back to all my friends where they worked. And then I would knock on the other offices' doors and I would put books in bathrooms. And I started thinking outside of the box of what I could do to reach people, because it's all about reaching people to let them know and having them know. But I will tell you, there was a couple times when I was in a bathroom switching out books and a girl would come out of the stall and she goes, oh, you're the Avon lady. I was wondering who that was. I didn't want to call because I didn't know who you were.
Oh, wow.
So even though I did all that, I found the ones who didn't care if they knew me or not. See, I was looking for the ones who were independent and independent thinkers.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had a special needs handicapped child at home. I couldn't be there to sit there and nurse people through getting orders. I needed people who were looking, who knew what they wanted, were great with, just calling me up and telling me. But there's all kinds of customers out there and they all have a different level of service that you have to provide. So if there's, I, I developed the type of customer that I needed for my business.
Mm-hmm.
In your own business, you have to decide, you teach the customers what you do and what you won't do.
And that is a fact. If you give too much, they expect it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you start out, well, I'll give you this discount or I'll give you this free if you buy this, you might as well consider you're going to be doing that for them lifelong.
Exactly.
But if you just do what you do in your business, that's how they accept you. And then that's what they expect.
Right. And I found over time, I would give out samples. I bought samples to go in all my bags. I gave out samples. I bought new stuff. I got where, because I was the Avon lady with that business for, I want to say 13, 14 years before I had to shut it down. And people, life happens. You know,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
as much as I loved that business, my daughter had back surgery that went very, very wrong. And I chose to shut my business down because God gave me my children first, and I had to get her through the problems that her back surgery. What was supposed to only take 6 months took 2 years,
Yeah.
and I shut the business down. I couldn't. I there was just too much. at the time that I could handle. And I was going through a divorce. I didn't have any support. And I things happen, but that's okay, because when I got back on my feet, I came back.
Mm-hmm.
And I built another business. Now, I didn't build it to the $150,000 that it was before, because I was, that many more years past it. And I said, I really don't want to do that. I worked on, recruiting and doing just a different kind of business, because my children were different. Things were different in my home. And you have to determine what do you want out of your business, and what do you want to cultivate within your customers. See, because even though when I did my $150,000 business, I did deliveries on Saturday, and I could not, because I covered 4 cities. If I went in one direction and people wanted me at 10, and across town they wanted me at 10:30, I couldn't accommodate that. I said, look, I'm going to be in your neighborhood somewhere around 11 to 12.
Yeah.
If you're home, great. I'd love to see you. If you're not, could you leave the check underneath the door, in between the doors? I'll leave the bag for you. I taught them what I needed, because I could not do deliveries at everybody's specified time that was good for them.
Exactly.
I said, I'm out. I only have 2-3 hours, and I arranged it, going around in a circle to be logistically efficient.
Yep.
But the thing is when you compete with yourself and you try to do better with yourself, either building your communication skills, building your customer service, because sometimes it's not about giving discounts. It's about, what can you offer? I used to do contests with my customers. I would have them collect. I would put a dot in a book. They found the dot, they got a free prize. I did games with them. When we started doing online orders. Now, you have to remember, back in the day, there was no online ordering. But when they started, where we got our own websites that we could get customers to order on, okay, I didn't, then I started offering everybody that had an online order. I put their name in a drawing, and I gave away a goodie bag. And I would take pictures of me and the person I gave it to, and I would put that out there, and make an announcement, send it out, the information of who the winner was, so that I gave them a reason to do it online to save me.
Right.
You have to start thinking outside the box. Now, I don't sell products anymore, guys. After 40 some years of selling, every kind of holiday, every kind of thing, I don't sell products anymore. I help people with learning how to think out of the box, how to change your thinking, to expand and build your confidence, to build the way you look at thinking about your business. Because most people do not advance in their business because they don't know how to change where the dot is.
Exactly. And what I have found is, if you keep doing the same things over and over and over, you're getting the same results.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, social media has really changed the way I do business,
Mm-hmm.
because I can offer more to more people. And if I do it consistently, more people see my post.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I get someone new, I like to introduce them as a new follower or a new customer, and again, make them feel good about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But if I looked at there's one lady, her name's Molly Stone Bibb. She is fantastic. Um, she's got, she appreciates reps as much as she does her customers, but she's an out of the box thinker and comes up with some of the greatest, per se, funniest things. And something I would have never thought of. I try it and it works.
It does.
So you
Molly
got
was
to watch other people too, not just rely on yourself.
there's so many groups. There were things that I found to do with my customers in other selling tips and tricks groups. And I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. I want to try that. But Molly was big, has been big, even back when I sold in the day. I've met
Okay.
Molly. I've been to the conventions and stuff and hung out with Molly. She her and who's the other one? The other one up in New Hampshire. Um
I think she calls herself the blue-haired lady now.
Okay, there was one up there. I'll think of her name, but she's still around too because I come across some of her stuff. And it's those when you follow and you realize some of the top sellers that have been there a long, long time, you'll realize they're out of the box. I started doing things that Avon does now. I started doing back before they ever promoted it. I stopped having campaigns. I did orders every day because we had a different delivery system and we had a different pricing for the way they shipped. And I would tell people, here's the books. They're good from here to here. Put your order in. And I didn't have an order date anymore because
Okay.
it's too confining to say, oh, everybody, my order goes in on Friday. And see, that's back when Avon told us when we had to order. That's back when everybody had a different order date depending on where you lived.
Okay. Okay.
So I said, hell with that.
Yep.
I said, this is because there were times, and back in the day, I mean, this is how out of the box I became. When I wanted something, I figured out a way to get it. There was a truck. They had a delivery service that would come. The trucks would come into the delivery service, and the delivery service would take the orders out to the different homes. Well, they had a route, kind of like your UPS route. Well, I find out where was the first place that the truck went. That's where I got my order delivered.
Oh, wow.
Waiting around all freaking day for when that truck came in. So I found out whose house it was, and that's where I had my order shipped. And I was, when they got into town, she called me and told me when it was there. I go get it, and then I didn't have to worry about the truck. When you need to have things, you have to think sometimes out of the box. So this is where problem solving or just sitting down and writing ideas and then testing them out.
Yep.
Getting together with other reps. Hey, this is a challenge, or this is a problem. What are some ideas that we could get around this or over it, under it,
Yep.
and
One
start.
of my most successful per se self-promotion was and I had gotten it from another rep that if I had this many orders, I would smash an egg on my head. If I had so many orders, I would smash the egg and add flour to my hair.
Mm-hmm.
If I had so many, then we would do the egg, the flour, and water. Well, what I did then is probably every hour or every day, I think I gave it like the week or something,
Mm-hmm.
and I would update every hour or every day, whichever it was.
Mm-hmm.
And because I would be like 1 or 2 orders away from the flour on top of the egg, I had people that would order that wouldn't have ordered.
Wow.
And then we went on live and I let my husband do it to me on live so they could see it.
Yes.
My sales probably for the 2 months after that, because I went outside the box, I did something silly, but they remembered it and they wanted to do that. They wanted to be with somebody that was enjoying what they were doing.
Yep.
And and then we also did a parade where we had all these excess books that we didn't get handed out. So we handed them out and said, it's an old book, go ahead. And it was me and 6 of my team members that did a parade. It
Wow.
was so much fun.
Yeah.
But again, an outside of the box thing that got results.
You have to think, and sometimes it takes a group of people just saying, what, how can we be silly, what can we do? That's what TikTok and all of that is all about. And when you have a team, you can start saying, well, let's plan to do something silly or funny every quarter and come up with the idea and work it. There was one time when we had districts and stuff, when I had my huge business, that the district manager was giving away a whole big, like $200 or $300 worth of product basket to the top, whoever did it in that campaign. I forget what the criteria was for winning this basket. And I said, oh, the customer was going to win it. That's what it was. The customer. I said, one of my customers is going to win this. I'm going to make sure of it. I did flyers. I did things. I had everybody that I put it in all the books. I had every customer knowing that there was a drawing for this basket. Of course, one of mine. But what really blew me away is the district manager said, Karen, you were one of the only reps that really participated in this event. I said, really? Why? 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 But I wanted one of my customers to win the basket. It wasn't, I wanted one of my customers to win.
Yep, for sure.
So it's participating, whatever the company is offering or giving away free. Even now, if they offer something for free, if I can do an order or whatever and get it, then I work at giving it away to my customers that I have now. I work at giving it away because it's about your customer service and how to make them feel special or included in something. And Deb, you found the secret to that. And it's just doing it, putting it on your calendar, saying, okay, I'm going to do this every 6 months. I'm going to do this every quarter. How can you involve your customers in letting them know that it's going to be coming up? There's going to be a fall pumpkin chunkin'. There's this coming up. It's about, how can you involve your customers in what you're doing, what you're trying to accomplish, and making it fun for them. So with that being said, even though social media has made it so much easier to connect with customers and stuff, you still have to step up and find a way that you can stretch yourself.
Yep. And you can't worry about being embarrassed. I didn't do some of this stuff because I thought, what are people going to think of me? But when I let that image go out of my mind and had fun with it, now my husband's very involved in my company over the last couple of years. So when we were trying for a trip, he would go on and I think it was to the Bahamas. No, Dominican Republic. And he would go and stand by a lake and say, thanks for your orders, but we're still this much short, and he started doing a live to encourage them. Well, I tell you, that man had more women after him than anything because they wanted to hear him do the updates. Again, an out of the box thing, but it worked. And we ended up winning that trip because he was consistently going in and giving them those updates.
Right. Now, I will say there are things I tried that fell flat on my face, things that didn't work. And that's okay. At least you tried. I bought, I want to say $200 worth of buttons, and I was going to do, if you wear your button, I love Avon or something. That didn't work too good. But, it was just, that was part of what but made my business unique, and people liked it because I wasn't just an Avon lady. They had things going that I didn't do just the order and here's your stuff.
Yeah.
And
that comes back to, they have to get to know, like, and trust you.
Exactly.
And if you can get them to be your friend, then they're going to be your customer.
Right. I've had people for 20 some years, and even though I got out of Avon for a little while and I came back because a couple asked me, Karen, please, please, please. But now I do a pickup order. I do a pickup service with the Avon simply because, as I've said before, I'm helping my mom through her last years. I cannot get in the whole routine of passing out books and doing deliveries because I get competitive with myself. And I thought, if I just can't. I have other opportunities that I love talking about, but I don't want to sell anything. So I don't work it, but I still do okay. I make enough that I don't go in the hole, and there's a couple things that I still really love from Avon. So, everything is about, each company has wonderful things, and you can think of a way, and don't depend on other people to come up with ideas, but you can scour some of your tips and tricks, even from other companies. If you're in other, or you talk to other reps, what are some of the things that they're doing? Maybe you can convert it to what your business, what your business can do.
Yep.
There's so much out there, and all you have to do is start trying to be a little creative, a little silly sometimes, or just, people love, especially if they've bought from you, if they've been a customer, samples, just doing something different that they feel like you care, that they're just not another name or a number. People get that from Amazon. That's what networking is about people feeling cared about in the business.
Yep. And that's where your customer service and your follow-ups come in.
Right.
You're genuine to them.
Right. We have Lisa and Marcy who have joined us in our chat. Ladies, did you want to add anything? Can't hear you, Lisa. You're still muted.
Hello.
Hello there, Miss Lisa. It's good to see you. Nope, you muted yourself again. I still can't hear you. Try again.
Oh, it's not, how's that?
There. Okay, now we can hear you now.
It's working. I lost track of time, so I wasn't paying attention. But so yeah, I an Avon rep, but I don't really do a whole lot with it. But I do other things. I'm a real estate agent, and I'm also with Mary Kay.
Yep.
I just discovered this new company called Urban Retreat, and it's all natural products, and it's based out of France, and everything is like clinically tested and proven. And they have some amazing products, like wellness stuff too, like for hair care and healthy things. So, but as you were saying, customer service is really the key to everything. The follow-up, like I always put little extras in the bags when people order things, like little samples or small products, or hand delivering thank you notes, things like that, specials for their birthdays. And that goes a long way, and people appreciate it. And
Oops, you muted yourself. Somehow you muted yourself.
I don't know why.
That's I don't know. Nope, you muted yourself again. It's real.
I didn't. Am I unmuted?
Now you're unmuted. Nope, now you're muted.
The button is backwards.
Okay,
oh no, that's really strange. Anyway, but anyway, following up in customer service, going the extra mile, that's usually what helps a lot. And people get to know you,
Now we started the conversation, which I don't think you heard. It's about competing with yourself and not with other people.
Right.
So do you compete with yourself in trying to do better in your sales in each month, or do you just, go with the flow of whoever needs what?
I kind of go with the flow. I don't try to compete with other people, Yeah, always trying to build up more of a customer base and, for myself, but I don't compare myself to other people.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Lost you
All
again.
right.
I know
That's so
technology.
weird.
You know,
I'm
when
gonna keep my hand away from my laptop. Okay. But yeah, I'm always looking for new ways to try, to reach people or build, customers. But
Mhm.
I try to keep samples with me in my bag, like, like when I go to the dog park with the dog, or
Mhm.
you end up, or even at the beach, I got into a nice conversation with the lady, and I had samples with me. So things
That's
like that
cool.
help, and you make
Very
a lot
good.
of friends. Everybody in the neighborhood knows me, and the dog. My dog is very friendly,
Very
so
good.
she has to greet and see everybody. Right, this is
It's
her,
all about meeting people and
Zoe. Yeah,
aw.
Oh, she's
having
cute.
having a dog helps because I meet so many people because of her. And this,
Right.
I go to all of these, and they allow me to bring her in as long as you keep the dog in the cart. I put a blanket in, and I just meet so many people because of her.
That's it.
Right,
Well,
Zoe?
the thing is for
Yeah.
those that have heard me say it before, I love the Pitch Secrets Masterclass because she
Hmm.
teaches you how, whether you have a cute little dog or not, how you
Yeah.
meet people and get them to remember who you are and know within 2 to 3 sentences what you do
Mm-hmm.
and why you do it. She has a
Right.
whole formula that she teaches, and she is like the master. She is the infomercial queen. She is the queen of pitch, and she has sold over $2.6 billion in infomercials.
Wow.
But when I advertise the Pitch Secrets Masterclass, people are just amazed that actually attend it because
Mhm.
she keeps it small and she actually works with each person because each part of your business is a different pitch. So, Lisa, you said you're
Sure.
a realtor. When you're in a professional, networking that you want to promote your real estate, you would
Mhm.
introduce yourself different than when you're at the dog park and you want to introduce yourself as the Avon lady, right?
Right. Right.
So she teaches you how to do that with 3 sentences.
Really.
3 sentences. It's
Mhm.
phenomenal without it being salesy. And that's what's most people have the hardest time is how do I get people to know what I do without saying, hey, I'm the Avon
Right.
lady. Hey, I'm the this lady or that lady. Or, you know, the thing is when you tie
Mhm.
yourself to your brand,
Mhm.
then people only see you as that and not as the more expansive person that you are actually you.
Right. Usually when they say, like, if people ask you what you do, you don't say, oh, I'm an Avon lady or a Mary Kay lady, whatever. You say, like, I teach people how to, you know, take care of their skin or whatever,
Mhm.
things like that. So you're not saying the company, but you're
Right.
just saying that's what
Correct.
you do. You network with people,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you know, things like that.
I'm just saying there's when you take the time to learn different techniques for
Mhm.
communicating, it ups your game and it expands the amount of business you can do and the amount of people that can
Right.
connect with you. So that's
Mhm.
all I'm saying is that when a lot of us, because there's so many different companies and you can be in part of different opportunities
Right.
because anymore you need one source of income is not enough. So learning how that you can say what you do depending on what group of people you're in makes a
Mhm.
big difference. So
Yeah.
anyway, Marcy, I guess you're at work. I think Marcy's at work and she normally puts something in the chat. Let's see. That's funny, Deb. Okay, she normally writes something in the chat. But anyway, I appreciate you ladies here. Whoops, I guess we we just lost Lisa. Technology can be so much fun. I have fat fingers, so I don't do a lot on my phone because like with a laptop, I have more that I cannot mess up with fat fingers. Because on the phone, it just seems like I agree with all this said. Thank you, Marcy. I appreciate you. But if you have any questions or any additions, of course, put in the comments. We'd love to hear your take on the conversation today. If you want to have a question or have us discuss anything going on in your business or anything that we can do, then please feel free to either put it in the comments or directly message me. Until next Thursday, y'all have a great week. I'm not doing my Monday workshop this coming Monday or the Labor Day weekend. Is it Labor Day? Yeah, it's Labor Day weekend, Monday.
Yep.
So I will resume a workshop in September. But next Monday, I'm going to have fun with grandbaby, because that's the whole thing of working for yourself, is that I can arrange my schedule and I'm going to go play at the amusement park with grandbaby. We're going to go ride.
Fun.
So of course, anybody that has followed my knows grandbaby's an hour and a half away. So it's not like I can have this and then go. So I will do the workshop next, starting in September. Until then, until next Thursday, y'all have fun.
Bye-bye. Have a good time.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye, Marcy. Bye, Lisa. Bye, Deb. Hi, my name is Karen Thomas. But guess what? That is not important. What's important is your success online. I can help you start a successful, thriving business online, no matter how many times you have failed. If you have a desire to win, you can. All you need is Wi-Fi, a laptop or desktop, and be able to follow simple directions. Reach out to me and I can show you exactly how.